So let's talk calling it quits. All right, so let's start with definitions. What does quitting mean? Quitting mean is when you stop collecting the toys that you originally started. You can either semi-quit or gradually quit by selling off a few pieces here and there and keeping a few things here and there, and then eventually getting rid of everything. Or you can do it cold turkey and just stop completely and just sell off everything all at once. Now, what could be the reasons why you'd want to call it quits or want to stop collecting? So the first reason I can think of is it's no longer 100%. So when it comes to a point that when you start collecting, you think it's 100%, you enjoy it, you think it's great. But after a while, you begin to lose interest. It's natural. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that if a toy is 100% now, it's going to be 100% next month, next year, a few years from now. Interest wanes at a certain point in your collecting life, and there comes a point when you think that it's no longer 100%, it's time to move on, you want to get rid of it. That's all well and good, and it helps, if you do a regular check on your toys. Sometimes if you just store the toys, you begin to forget about it, then you realize that you didn't have it, you realize that you actually had that toy a few years down the line when you start digging up and cleaning up your room or something like that. So it's nice to regularly just check up on your toys and assess each of the toy if you still like it 100% or not. Okay. The second reason is you found a new line, whether it be shoes, toys, bags, or whatever, or another line of toys, another line, a subline of other toys that you like 100%. Sometimes you want to move on from the main lines. You want to go into the more premium, highly collectible items, more expensive toys. That's fine. Or you might want to go from the high expensive lines. You want to just go and get rid of that and go back down to the more affordable ones, the mainline ones, or even you might want to go no longer to action figures. You might want to go to vinyl. You might want to shift to statues, or all sorts of things. But you think that you're no longer interested in your current line, but you found another line that has piqued your interest 100%, and you want to go into that. The third reason is you can't complete a set. There are a lot of missing pieces, or there's one missing piece. That's happened to me several times, particularly with the Funko Pops. I was really into Stranger Things Funko Pops, but I couldn't get one particular pop. It was an exclusive, a Think Geek exclusive, the Upside Down Will. It took me a year and I still couldn't find it. I eventually just gave up and sold off all the pops. It happens to the life cycle of a collector, especially the completists, where you want a complete set, but it becomes very frustrating if you can't find one piece or two pieces to complete the collection. And that can be the detriment of the entire collection. The fourth reason is you got burned out from collecting. It happens. It happened to me sometime couple of years ago. I just really got burned out and I just didn't want to see toys for a few weeks or a month. It can get to you, you keep doing it all the time, and at a certain point you begin to lose it and just say that you don't want to you want to be done with it. It happens. And sometimes when that happens, you just want to get rid of the entire collection just so you never see it. Number 5 is collecting has become too expensive for your toy budget. That's happened to me several times, particularly with the Masterpiece Transformers line, Funko Pops, SH Figuarts, or Amazing Yamaguchi. I mean, you've started collecting it, you've gotten all the pieces, but the next releases, the prices just skyrocket. For me, that's a deal breaker. And for a lot of collectors, it can be a good reason to just go ahead and pack it up and quit. If I quit a line, I just don't want to see that line anymore. I decide to get rid of it. So I sold off all my Transformers Masterpieces. I sold off all my Yamaguchis. I sold off the Figuarts. I just didn't want to see it anymore. If I was financially hindered from collecting it, I didn't want to see it anymore to remind me that I couldn't collect it, so I got rid of it. And finally, this is probably the most difficult reason I can think of, is if you are in dire financial need or assistance. If other priorities like your family, there's illness in the family, or your personal illness, or your business is failing, or an accident happened, like there was a fire, or God forbid anything bad would happen, for whatever reason, if you need some cash flow, usually the toy collection is the first one to go. And this is probably the most difficult one. It hurts the most because if you love your collection 100%, but a bigger reason comes up that you have to let it go, and it becomes a very difficult decision, albeit very necessary to do so, to get rid of the entire collection. All right, so what do you do given these reasons? So, reason number one, if it's no longer 100%, my biggest advice is let it go and just sell, sell, sell. If it's no longer 100%, get the funds, recuperate 50% of your investment, and buy the stuff you want 100%. It doesn't matter whether you realize it soon or later on down the line, but once you realize it's no longer 100%, get rid of it. And number two, you found a new line that you think 100%, get rid of the old one and go for that new line. Go for it, man. I mean, if that's your passion, you really want to get into shoes, or maybe you want to get into high-end t-shirts, or I don't know, you want to get into the Hot Toys line or the statues, high-end statues, and you want to get rid of the kiddie toy lines, sure, go for it. Whatever makes you happy, 100%, go for it. Number three, you can't complete the set. If you can't complete the set right now and you're losing sleep over it, my suggestion is just let it go. I mean, if it's very difficult to really complete it, chances are you won't be able to find it 2-3 years down the line, and it's not worth losing sleep over. Just let it go. I'm sure a lot of other collectors will benefit from the individual pieces in your collection. That's what I did with all my Funko Pops. Everyone was like, in the toy convention, was like, could not believe I was selling my Funko Pops for half the price. Everyone was saying, oh, those are counterfeit Pops, those are just fake, those are bootleg Pops. And I was like, go check the barcode, go check the details. You want to see the box? And everybody's face just fell when they realized it was a genuine thing and I was getting rid of all my Pops dirt cheap. I was able to get rid of it quickly because I just couldn't sleep, not knowing that I couldn't complete the sets. So that's one way of doing it. All right, number four, if you're burned out from collecting, the best thing you can do, I guess, is just take a break. Give it a rest. You don't have to sell it right away. Don't look at toys. Don't even look at the Facebook groups or Instagram or whatever. Don't even go to the shops or online shops or whatever. Just get rid of toys for about a week or two. Think about something else. And then after that period, once you've gotten over your burnt out situation, maybe you can revisit it. If you feel you're still burnt out after a week, 2 weeks, or a month, then maybe it's time to sell. But don't be too rash about it. Just give it time. It happens to the best of us, and a lot of people can recover from it. All right, number five, collecting has become too expensive. For me, the best thing to go is just to stop. There's no reason in keeping or collecting a line that you can't afford. Focus on what your budget can afford and what will make you happy. Because at the end of the day, even if the toy makes you happy, but you can't afford it, you will be unhappy. I guarantee that, because you've had so much debt, credit card bills and all that. Just let it go. The next thing you can do is just work hard so that you get more money so that you can afford that toy line. And number six, for the financial need, if that's your main reason, you know what? My best advice is take care of yourself, your family, your livelihood, your business first. All these things come first before your hobby. You can always buy everything back when you are financially stable. If it is 100%, your collection is like 100%, everything's 100%. Find that one or two pieces or two items that you can save and sell off everything. Think about this way. If there were a fire, you could only save one or two pieces. Pick those two items, don't sell them, and sell the rest. That way, you can still kind of have a collection, part of your collection, like one or two or three pieces. And technically, you still not have quit the collection, but you've gotten enough cash flow to keep you afloat, to prevent you from sinking. And then once you are financially able, only when you have the significant amount of disposable income after your family, your business, your personal needs, then you can get back to buying everything. Because trust me, you can buy everything back. I refused to believe that long ago when I thought something would be so rare. Everything goes on clearance. There's always a collector letting go of his collection. You will always find it. There's like 7 billion people in the world. Let's say there's just 1 billion collectors. 500 million collectors, you will always find somebody letting go of pieces, and you will always find those things that you've sold off. The important thing is you do not get into financial ruin because of the toys. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed my little discussion on calling it quits. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Has it ever happened to you? Do you have any similar experiences? And as always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time on this channel, please subscribe. This has been my discussion on calling it quits on toy collecting. Thanks for watching.